We are here with NC Coach head coach Sean Nahas following the team's 3-2 win over the previously undefeated Kansas City Current. Sean, if we just start with your initial thoughts on the match.
Yeah, I mean, it's about time, really. Look, that's a good side, and we had a battle, and the last couple of weeks have been really difficult for the group, and we challenged it. I thought we were really poor in the first half. I thought we were scared. I thought we played with fear and played not to make a mistake instead of going and taking it from the first whistle. And yeah, I mean, I think you look at the result. We grew into the game and believed more in the second half. Players that came off the bench really made a difference. It was a real team complete performance overall. And when you're struggling a little bit and not finding a way to get results, I couldn't be any more proud of the group. I felt we deserved, over the last couple of weeks, I thought we deserved some extra results. That's not how it goes. But to battle back against the top team in the league and down a goal, equalize, down a goal, and then equalize and then take the lead. I couldn't have been any more proud of the group. And hopefully this is something that propels us to move forward and allows our group to believe how good they can be if they just continue to trust the process and work together and stick together. The group could have been railroaded 3 weeks ago when we weren't getting the results. And we had a great week of training and we kept it loose and had some fun with them. And it's a pretty cool thing to see how they reacted after that.
Ryan Williams gets first goal of her professional career tonight against Misses as well. She's playing a little bit higher up than we've seen her with the 3-back system this week. What do you think of her performance tonight?
Yeah, we just made a change to this week's game. We felt that we wanted to be a little bit more preventative in certain areas and be a little bit more cautious in certain spots, but allow us to still have the width and maintain the 3-2 structure without having too many rotations where the timing may have been off. So we had the pockets filled. And look, Ryan's a key piece of what we did, but I thought she was not good in the first half. I'll be honest with you. I thought she was sitting a little bit too deep. I felt she kept coming back to the ball, and we told her at halftime, why are we coming back? Like, we have the structure, be more aggressive in our attacking, take more risk. If we lose 3-0, we lose 3-0, we're down a goal. And the message before the game to everybody was to accept failure, embrace failure. And we've had failure, but those moments allow us to have the moments that they had tonight and to persevere. And I thought Ryan was absolutely fantastic in the second half.
And then last week, KK and Casey both hit 10,000 career minutes. For KK, all 10,000 of them with this club. What have those two meant to this club?
Yeah, look, I've been KK's had a rough go. Even when she first joined us, never played, never traveled. I was joking with Ryan the other day that when the team traveled back when, I stayed back and worked with them, with the players that didn't travel. And now to see them have the success in the minute, look, they've earned those minutes. They've earned my trust. And my relationship, especially with KK, is pretty strong, and I understand her and what she's about, but she cares. She is who she is, and you have to accept that. But she cares so much, and she'll do anything for the shirt. And she's been a massive piece of what we're doing. She's changed the way she's played based on how we play, and in Casey, I thought was fantastic tonight. Casey is who she is, and she's won us games, and it was great to see us get the result today for those two. Because 10,000 minutes is great, but if you come out of that with nothing, then it sort of seems meaningless. So, yeah, it's pretty cool.
No questions.
Walk us through the game-winning goal that got you guys went up 3-2.
It went in. I don't know we've just been telling the group they have to shoot the ball. To be honest, I didn't even see it hit. I didn't even see it go in. I thought it was going in. And I turned to start celebrating, and I had to look back, and that's what they were already celebrating because I wasn't sure. But yeah, look, we've been playing Ash wide, and that was the thing that the staff discussed, and I tried it, and I didn't like it. I thought it just wasn't working, and ultimately it's my decision, and I ended up saying we need to change it. She's not in her best spot. She's not one that could take players on 1v1 and beat them with pace. So she's better in the pocket driving at players. And yeah, I think Ash has been tremendous this season, especially off the ball defensively. Really proud of her maturity, her growth. Yeah, I mean, again, I thought she had a fantastic game.
Obviously, the big crowd got you guys more support and encouragement when you guys are down. They rallied the troops and they got you guys, team motivated to score.
No, I think they cheer when we do things well. It's our job to make them cheer. It's not their job to get us to play well. It's our job to get them to cheer. If they have to get us to play well, then that means we're not playing well. And I felt first half was, to be honest with you, watching it, I was bored. And I don't like to be bored. And second half, I thought we were fantastic.
No surprise, the former coach Haley Hopkins had a good goal on you guys. You drafted her. She played a couple years with Courage.
Yeah. No surprise that another. I mean, maybe we just need to stop moving players on. Maybe the club needs to learn. And I say that jokingly. Look, I think Haley's awesome. She's a wonderful person. And I'm happy for her that she was able to come in. Look, whether you play for us or not, once you're a part of our club, you're always a part of our club. And she scored a good goal, and I thought we could have prevented it. But I'll always be proud of Haley, and I wish her nothing but the best and all the success in the world. I think she's a wonderful person, great teammate, great in the locker room. Grew a lot here, and yeah, unfortunately, things things moved on. But she's with a good club, she's with a great coach, and she'll continue to evolve. But yeah, I'm thrilled for the kid, even though she's not in our kit anymore.
Trevor with Lions pitch, even with the you were saying kind of a little slow start in the first half, this different look, still everyone looked really comfortable in it. And I was just curious if you could speak a little bit to like the team comes out, it's a slightly different lineup for them, but they look like they're ready to play and playing really well.
Yeah, I think as we were looking at it, my job as a coach, and to be fair to my staff, they've been mentioning it to me for a little bit to maybe switch things, and I'm pretty hard-headed in that way, and I knew that we would find a way. But we were looking at it, to my point about Ash, we just didn't have the players in their best spots, so we weren't able to utilize their qualities, and we just felt we had to flip it, still keep our structure, and still have the same principles. Nothing changed. I thought we connected really well in moments. I thought we had a really good rhythm at times. When we weren't good is when we started to go a little bit more direct in the game, stretched, and we were losing the second balls. But it just put players in their spots that they can utilize their strengths and qualities. And I think, to be honest with you, the staff was a big part of that. And we trained it 2 days this week. I wouldn't even say 2 full sessions. It was like a session and a half. And I felt the players they took it on really well. I think that was part of the hesitation in the first half, and the second half they just let loose. And yeah, it was pretty cool to see. Whether we use it moving forward, we'll see. But yeah, obviously anytime you get a result, it's hard to make changes.
And you mentioned the subs coming in making a big difference, but the players who've been on the field for that 90 minutes are really involved. They're up till that final goal. It's like 90 plus 2. I just wanted you to talk a little bit about that determination, that hunger for that final goal.
For the group that stayed on for the full game?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think let me just touch on the players that came on real quick, because it's connected. You're down a goal. Tyler comes on, Pinto comes on, Betford comes on, Shinomi comes on. They lifted the second group with the second energy, right? So if they come in and it's still flat, we're probably not getting a result. But their energy lifted the spirits of the group that was now enduring 90 plus minutes. So it gave them a second win. And I told the group at this at halftime, I said the 70-minute mark is when we get our second lungs because of how we train. And we saw that tonight. But if we didn't make those changes, I'm not sure we would have saw it. So it goes hand in hand. Tyler, I thought, gave us a tremendous amount of energy in the second half. She's embodies everything that we want in the Courage kit. Betford just caused trouble because we pinned her higher. We took Jay out because she had the yellow, and the way the game was going, we just can't afford to get a second yellow there. But I think it goes hand in hand. But I thought the players to endure was really cool, because when we train the way we train, they don't understand why. But I bet you we could have gone another 8 minutes, 9 minutes, and felt good. So yeah, it was pretty cool response, and I'm proud of the group.
Yeah. And then Jeff, to see if anything from you on Zoom.
Someone has their hand raised.
Sean,
I don't know. That's for you guys to write about. I just coach the team. You know, everyone, to be honest with you, and I read a lot, and I think a lot of the writers have bashed us a little bit more than they need to. Yeah, we're the courage, and we're used to winning here. And, you know, I think maybe after this result, people can talk about us a little bit more positively now. We're a young group that have been pushing and trying. We just haven't been able to convert. We haven't been able to score. And I know people said, well, who's going to score goals for this team? And yet no one's wrong with that. But we have a group that still plays good football. And I think any team like this, it takes time for them to get into a groove. And we're still trying to figure out the players we have. We have so many new players. You know, and Jay's going to take time to settle in. But all the stuff that people talk about, I block out the noise. I've learned to block. You know, Nathan tells me he's like, you got to block it out because I care so much about the group that it bothers me. Because I don't feel like anyone writes things in a positive light. I think they do it in a light that because it's something to feed off of. Because people like to see us struggle a little bit. But at the end of the day, this league is so competitive. And you know, when you look at the results, yeah, it's frustrating, but all I could do is continue to trust and believe in the group and show that and give that to them, and stay consistent in how I approach things and not overwhelm them and keep things simple and let them know that it's going to turn. And if they see that belief from me and them, then we'll be okay. But yeah, I think everyone can stop talking about us not winning, and maybe they can talk about how we grew up today.
And Pat,
Yeah, Sean, I just wonder, you know, you're a pretty even-keeled guy normally, but do you let yourself just appreciate how crazy of a moment that is to get a goal in the 90th minute and then a winner in stoppage time?
I think anytime you score a goal, to be honest with you, I haven't celebrated like that in a while. One, because we haven't scored a freaking goal. But to do it in the fashion that we've done it today against the top team and the struggles that we've had, I've learned a lot about the group this evening. And my emotions were for them. My emotions and my energy was for the fans, for the staff, for the work that they've put in. My emotions were because I know how hard this group has worked, and they got rewarded tonight for that effort. And yeah, it's always good to have that feeling, and you know, it lifts the spirits when you show up to the training grounds the next day or the next 2 days. And yeah, that's been brewing because there's been moments where I was ready to let go, and we'd hit a post or we'd miss or we'd have moments, and today we finally found the reward. And yeah, that's all for them because I know how hard they've worked.